Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12. I covered.
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Welcome to the show, everybody. How are you? It is a Tuesday for the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan, the book, Matt Perrault, the Bostonian. Happy hockey opening day. More on that in a second. Live on YouTube, live on Twitter at Boston versus the book, Sports Grid, TV replay, Sirius XM, channel 159 replay, 10 p.m. Pacific time each and every Monday through Friday. Hockey day, Dave. You ready?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got some good hockey games. It's fun. It's the defending Stanley Cup champion, Las Vegas Golden Knights. Everybody's talking about this ring. I just went to get water, and Grandma's downstairs going, David, did you see that ring? That ring was unbelievable. Yeah.
I love what they've done, though. They've made it more like, because they know, like Jack Eichel said on ESPN last night when he was interviewed at halftime, like he didn't bring the ring because it's so gaudy. It's so big. Yeah. You can't like wear it out. So now you can unscrew the top, and the top of the ring becomes a medallion, and you can wear it as a necklace. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like you can do it and wear it different ways. And I thought that was a pretty neat little hook that they've got with that. Aside from the fact that T-Mobile Arena is on the inside,
right?
You pop the ring off, and T-Mobile's on the inside.
Have you tightened up your beard or something? It looks like you just have a mustache.
That's your camera, my friend.
You can see the beard. You just you tightened it up. It's real close because it's super dark.
It's been real close for a while.
No, I know, but like you just look like you have a mustache. Now you have to see the beard. I'm just checking to see what you're doing.
I think your camera and or your computer is getting old. You need HD capabilities.
It's fine.
It'll be a little sharper. Watch on TV. It's all good. It's all there.
It's fine.
It's all there. Before we'll get to hockey here, before we get out of here, obviously lots to get to. Big Ask the BVB segment today. We got 3 different people with 3 questions. We're going to go through that. You all guys can always email the show, askthebvb@gmail.com. Any questions. Now we do it live on the show with super chats. So if you have a question like right now, but if you're somebody who listens to the audio portion or you watch it on Sports Grid or listen to the show on Sirius XM and you're like, man, I've got whatever, you can email it in, and I'll do this more often. I've kind of slacked a bit on this, but like if you guys do have questions about the football, basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever seasons, email it in. I'll do my best to get it on the rundown and we'll talk about it.
Please, no soccer questions.
Oh, God, no. Yeah, soccer and tennis, go away. Horse racing, soccer, tennis, goodbye. I'll ignore it.
You can ask tennis questions.
No, you can't. No. Soccer, tennis, and horse racing, goodbye. I won't even acknowledge it, so don't do that. No. So the Packers lose to the Raiders last night on Monday Night Football.
Yes.
Was that a Packers loss or a Raiders victory? Because it sure felt like the Packers gave that game to the Raiders versus the Raiders winning that game.
It was a loss for everybody. I don't know. That was one of those games. I ended up in the book at Circuit for the end and watched the whole late third, the whole fourth quarter. Like, what is nobody trying to win this game? Like, it just whoever was going to make the last mistake was going to lose. I don't know.
Did you have a problem with the field goal at the end by that Josh McDaniels kicked versus going for it on 4th and 1?
I don't know what card anybody has anymore. I don't know. Felt like it was a time to go, and everybody was like, yeah, okay. Was sitting in a book in Las Vegas. I might as well have been in Milwaukee. The entire joint was Packer fans. There were 4 like people with Raider stuff on.
Wow.
Crazy. It was crazy.
Interesting.
But they were bummed out as soon as that game ended. Love threw the pick, and I was videoing it. And they were just like slumped. Oh, it was bad.
Our friend Warren Sharp had the stat that Jordan Love last night on pass attempts beyond 5 yards went 3 for 11 with 3 interceptions.
That's not good. That's not good. 3 picks?
Yeah. Including the icer at the end of the game.
Boy, oh boy. What are they going to do?
Who?
Green Bay.
Well, I think Green Bay is in a position where a lot of teams are in this position where they've invested in a quarterback that they don't 100% believe is the guy. And they're worried.
He could still be the guy. They just have to temper expectations. If they don't have the full slate, if they don't have Jones running the ball,
mm-hmm.
and they still got to get, a couple wide receivers obviously left and whatever. Like, they don't have a full complement. They have to understand they're going to win 6 games this season.
I mean, look, go through the league right now, right? Mac Jones, bad. Jimmy Garoppolo, bad. Jordan Love, bad. Youngsters that are out there that we don't know about yet. Bryce Young, we got to wait and see what he winds up looking like. CJ Stroud's been very good, but it's early. Zach Wilson, bad. Russell Wilson, bad. Desmond Ritter's bad to me. I don't think Ritter's a good quarterback. There's a debate as to what Ritter is for Atlanta, but I think he's bad. There's just a ton of questions around the league at the quarterback position as to whether or not you have a guy or not, the guy or not. And the problem is,
how soon do you have to make that decision, though, as an organization?
I think for the Packers, you decided to let Aaron Rodgers walk the same way the Patriots made the move to allow Tom Brady to walk. Now, they didn't draft Mac Jones right afterwards, but that was, that's what's happened. They thought they had Cam Newton, and obviously that transition didn't work, but there's a lot of hand wringing going on in Green Bay because Green Bay is very similar to the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers went from coach to coach to coach over 30 years. You've had 3 coaches,
51 years.
Okay. 3 coaches in 51 years. Yeah. The quarterback position has been basically that for the Packers. I mean, you've had, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and now here is Jordan Love.
Right.
And so since 1990, I think it is, you've had basically 3 quarterbacks who have quarterbacked the Packers. They made the right call with Aaron Rodgers. He sat for 2 years. Then he played. And when he played, he became a 4-time MVP. Jordan Love has sat for 2 years. Now he's the guy. I'll be stunned if that guy turns into an MVP candidate ever. Maybe he will, but I'll be stunned. It's another one of these quarterbacks coming out of a mid-level college without a ton of experience being thrust into the NFL, and the learning curve is really high and really hard.
JC from KC just came in and asked a great question. Who would you rather have on your team as your quarterback, Jordan Love or Mac Jones?
Jordan Love only because he's more athletic. The problem with Mac Jones is the position has changed dramatically. You have to be able to move to play quarterback in the NFL. Like, even Kenny Pickett can move. Mac can't move.
Right.
Like, he's a statue. There's no threat to run the football. There's no threat to avoid any pressure where you could potentially get out on an island and have a run pass option and hurt defenses. There's none of that going on with Mac Jones. He's just back there as a pocket passer because, that's the way Belichick has coached for the last 30 years. He likes just the prototypical quarterback for a long time, running quarterbacks. That was a knock. Now, if you don't have a quarterback who can run, you have a problem.
I don't know if you necessarily have to have a quarterback that can run as part of the offense, but you have to have a quarterback that can avoid pressure and extend plays. It's a must. It's a part of requirement of the job. I mean, running quarterback, it sounds great until then you get a guy like Anthony Richardson and he gets hurt, and everybody's fast in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So you have to be really smart about taking hits. So
Kyler Murray. Yeah.
State of quarterback in the NFL it's not good from top to bottom. And not that there was ever a time where it was, super deep. There's always going to be guys that are challenging for jobs, and it's just the nature of the business. But my goodness, like
take Mahomes out of the conversation for a second, right? How many Hall of Famers are playing quarterback right now in the NFL?
Oh, we used to do this in the book, and I would be like, guys, what are you talking about? You have no idea who a Hall of Famer is right now. You don't.
I can't.
I don't know. Like, we would get these questions. I remember
Who, but
My
off the
guy,
top of your head, who is playing? Who is a Hall of Fame quarterback right now, other than Patrick Mahomes?
Of their career already established, or who could be?
Who could be, right? Josh Allen would be one. Lamar Jackson could be another. And then who? Maybe Matthew Stafford.
Joe Burrow's already on the path.
Joe Burrow, fair. Matthew Stafford, right? So we're talking about 4 quarterbacks. So 5 quarterbacks of the teams that are playing in the NFL right now, the 32 teams. There's 5. That is not a good state of the position right now.
Yeah, I mean,
we are watching elite quarterback play week in and week out in the NFL.
It's the game it's the way the game is now. I mean, are they put in a position to succeed early? No, they're put in a position to play early.
Fair.
There used to be guys you just sit. It was okay to sit. It was okay to learn under veterans. Now veterans jump to other teams, take different offers, don't stay long, get hurt. I don't know. I think the expectations are so fast that most guys don't have a chance to be successful. Jared Goff is one of the most stable quarterback positions in the NFL right now for Detroit. Think about that.
And they're still not sure about Jared Goff.
Are they? I think they're fine.
They like him. They're not sure yet if he's going to be the guy. He's played very well the last 2 years. It's very true. At halfway into last year, all the way into this year, he's been a top 10 quarterback easily.
Yeah.
Some would argue top 5 quarterback stat wise for the Lions. He's played very, very well. But Jordan Love would be the pushback. He sat for 2 years and he hasn't done anything so far. So that would be one of the negative pushbacks on the sitting and waiting. And injuries, running quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson's been hurt a lot. Anthony Richardson's hurt right now. So is Kyler Murray. There's that fear of like, okay, well, if you're really mobile and we're going to use you in the running attack, now you're like more of a running back, and those guys get hurt all the time, and we're investing big money in you. So now we're in trouble because you go down, our whole team is in shambles if you lose starting quarterback. This leads us to the trade deadline, which is at the end of the month. There are real big rumors running around the NFL right now that teams like the Broncos may sell off, that they might just go, here's everything. What do you want? Come get it. We're going to trade whomever you guys want to come and get. And we haven't really seen a team do that at the trade deadline. We've seen that in basketball. It's easier to do, smaller rosters. Baseball, a little bit. I mean, what happened last year with who did the Indians take 5 players from? Remember that at the deadline? Or there were 5 players?
Year?
Yeah.
The Angels.
The Angels, yeah. The Angels put 5 players on and just said, come get it. And they took on 5 players at the deadline from a waiver perspective. So we've seen baseball teams do this. The Broncos and others might do it too, to try to acquire draft capital. Because if you have to remember, the Broncos gave up 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks to go get Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. They don't have draft picks.
You have to have the continuity too of coordinators and coaches. Like the room has to work for it to translate on the field. That's the other thing that goes on. Like guys like Philly's still trying to figure out who they are because their whole staff is different. Head coach is the same, and the whole staff is different. When they have success and they get an opportunity to go, they do. Nobody stays. Guys, coordinators used to stay forever. And so Denver could end up like a garage sale. Do you like garage sales?
No,
I never did either.
No,
I know people.
Somebody else's stuff
go around like they want to go find these hidden treasures. I'm good. Like I don't need to go to garage sales. But
I would do it if I was looking for I've had moments in my life like I did it here when I was looking for a record stand. I went and found a really cheap old 1970s record player stand that I then restained, and did it myself. Like I'll do that. I'll do it for furniture.
Okay.
But I don't need anything else. Like I don't need old, plates and appliances and things like that. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if Denver's going to have if they're going to have a garage sale, What are they going to trade?
Picks. Yeah, they got people. They got players that people would want for picks. Now, not high level picks, 5th and 6th round picks, but they may go in full on. There's some defensive players people would want. I don't think they would trade their quarterbacks. I don't think Sutton or Judy, although Judy would bring back a Hall if they wanted to trade him.
Right.
No one's coming to get Russell Wilson in that contract in particular.
We got a lot of people in the chat. Do you guys like garage sales? Guys and girls watching the show. We got guys saying they go to garage sales all the time, estate sales, all this
estate
stuff.
Sales are a little different. An estate sale is different than a garage sale.
You ever had to do an estate sale?
No, thankfully.
It's brutal.
I'm sure at some point in my life I will, but
it's brutal.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, estate sales when people pass away. So
most of the time.
Yeah. So you're selling off someone's belongings who have left the earth.
And most of the time you sit there as the person like watching them sell your person's stuff. Like,
right. And it's like, wait, I want that. Wait,
hold on. Yeah. Wait, and they're just taking whatever they can get for it. But I mean, Denver's going to go to Kansas City this week and lose. Like it's a season. It's a lost season.
Right. And Peyton wants to get rid of this roster. Sean Payton hates the roster. This is not his people. These aren't his players by any means. And he's got a 5-year deal. So he's not going anywhere. They gave him $100 million. He's there. So like, he's not going anywhere. So you're going to have to do something along the lines of, he needs his groceries to steal the Bill Parcells line. Fastest way to do that, get rid of the contracts.
Man.
So Denver could be a team to watch. I think the Patriots might be a team to watch, depending on what's going on internally with the Patriots and Belichick. Whether there's, supposedly Bill O'Brien said there was a come to Jesus meeting today with the Patriots.
Really?
They're going to change things dramatically offensively coming up against the Raiders. They're going to run things they haven't run before. I don't know. I think they're coming out here to the desert to lose. So,
I remember all that preseason talk of Bill O'Brien was going to fix the offense.
I think he still can fix the offense, but the problem for the Patriots is the injuries are so dramatic that their offense was never going to score more than 20 points a game. And their defense was going to they were going to run the ball and play defense. Well, they've lost their 2 best defensive players and they don't have depth in the secondary. They are going to get roasted by the Raiders coming up. And Jacoby Myers in a revenge game spot and Jimmy Garoppolo in a revenge game spot. Now look at last night. I thought Devontae Adams would go off. The Packers literally said, anybody but that guy's beating us. Right. We don't care how many catches Myers has. Let him go run around open for the whole entire game. We don't care. Adams is not getting the football. So he was not really a factor. And maybe the Patriots do the same thing. But if you do that, Devontae Adams is going to go for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. They can't guard him. I mean, Christian Gonzalez could, but he's gone. He's out for the year. Basically,
total in the game's 41.
Because Patriots can't score. And how many on the other side? I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo is a mess. I mean, his quarterback play last night was awful.
What are we doing?
Awful.
What are we doing?
He's just somebody made the point, and I was like, man, I think they're right. When you watch Jimmy Garoppolo play football, he reminds you of somebody who doesn't like playing contact sports. Like he really doesn't like to get hit.
I think he's been hurt enough where it's like it's as much here, right? Like every hit could be the last. I think that gets in your psyche as you get older and you play and just stepping off a curb as you get older. You start to take a little more caution. I don't know, but I saw it the game in Pittsburgh. I mean, or the game against the Steelers. I was there. I was like, whew, he's just throwing a ball to throw the ball to get away from.
Yeah, that
like
picky
getting touched. Like just there was a couple picks. You're just like he wasn't even looking. He just wanted to throw it away and maybe avoid getting sacked and getting hit. I don't know. The line's 3. Let's ask everybody on Tuesday. We're not holding anybody to anything official, but would you lay 3 or take 3 with Vegas or I don't know.
Does it move? Does that number move at all?
Chris moved it today to 3.5. It lasted 6 minutes.
People took the Patriots. Wow.
Immediately when he got off the 3. So now there's heavy.
Is that the wise guys again just respecting Belichick too much?
No, they just betting the number. That's
Okay.
it. It's just
All right.
because as soon as it goes, yeah, but I don't know. We talked about it this morning with Teddy on Wager Talk. This is the time of year when guys continue to bet what they think is supposed to happen or what they have happening based on their work from the summer or the beginning of the year, where the public just watches the games and bets what they think is going to happen, and the public wins. The general. I mean, there's a lack of adjustment from, whomever's betting professionally. Let's put it that way. They're on the wrong side of games. Happens. They just won't. So they'll bet the Patriots again this week because it is Belichick, and how can they come in here and lose to the Raiders? Because the Raiders stink.
Well,
Okay.
the thing about Belichick against his former assistants is that he just knows how to beat them. He just has consistently beat them. So
for years.
Yeah. So
I don't mind
one
the play. Guy. It's not just two guys. It's almost everyone.
Yeah. He knows. It's like Saban too. Saban's done the same thing. Former assistant coaches do. Like when you leave New England, generally either coach or player, generally you don't have great success. It's rare.
Right.
Brady being the obvious exception.
Yeah. Pats and under from JC.
Yeah, that's the only way. I mean, if you're laying the 3 points with the Patriots, or sorry, if you're taking 3 points with the Patriots, you're definitely thinking under.
Right.
14. You think it's going to be like can they score a touchdown? I don't know. 2 touchdowns, a touchdown and 2 field goals? 13 points?
I don't know. It's a lot to ask. It didn't seem like a lot to ask. And then the last 2 weeks, they've gotten total 3 points.
3 points. Max Crosby.
Games.
Bill Belichick, I saw this stuff from our guy Fitzy. He had coached 458 games, and he had never lost by more than 30 points. And he's done it in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, think about that. It's like he doesn't lose. Doesn't lose badly, and he's lost badly the last 2 weeks. Embarrassingly bad the last 2 weeks.
Not good.
So
not good at all.
Yeah, we'll go back to football in a little bit. Braves, epic comeback. No hit, 5 innings. Wheeler, unbelievable. First 5 plus money comes in. And then, man, they got to the bullpen. And the Braves, in a lot of ways, kept their season alive because I don't think if they went to Philadelphia down 0-2, that's not going 5. They weren't going back to Atlanta. How live are the Braves?
Oh, it's a pick 'em series.
Mm-hmm.
They can win the next 2. There's no question about it. I would have said that they could have won the 2 games in Philly, just like Philly went to Atlanta and won. I feel like the series is going 5 games. I looked at it a little bit this morning. They're not playing today, so we'll do some more work. But Philly tomorrow, Atlanta the next day, and we come back for game 5. It's the way I looked at it. That was just such a good baseball game. I was
Does it change things at all to you that the National League has 3 off days during a 5-game series, which is very rare?
If it goes 5, it will matter.
Yeah, right.
It'll be everybody will be healthy, all hands on deck, which is
different
awesome.
Game 5 than normal. Different type of game 5.
Yeah. But yeah, it was the way it played out. Wheeler was just magic. And then you have that debate. He gets through the 6th. It's 4-1 after the Turner error. It allowed the run to score. You saw that opening and you're like, do you go to the bullpen now? You got to get 9 outs. Or do you hand the ball to Wheeler and say, go get us through the 7th? He went with Wheeler and they hit the home run. Travis d'Arnaud just keeps showing up in postseasons. And it's 4-3. And now all the leverage innings go to the bullpen. Riley hit that ball. He killed it. He killed it. And the Braves bullpen did what they had to do. Tremendous catch at the end of the game. Harper thought the ball was hitting the fence.
Yeah.
He thought it was, he was going to tie the game. Guy catches the ball. He tripped coming back around second. Doubled off. just a great baseball game. I
Hell of
loved
a
it. I
play.
was watching it the entire time. I was trying to pretend like I was paying any attention to the Raiders and the Packers game. I'm like, I can't. I'm not watching it.
I had both. I had a split screen on it. And then I
Oh,
stayed up and then I watched the Diamondbacks win 4-2 against the Dodgers.
damn, son.
Another team with the bye is now down 2-0.
Can't use that argument though, because the Braves had a bye and they won. So
It's one team. Yeah, but here's the problem though. I can't use that. I can't use the argument because of the stats. In the first 118 postseasons, all-time 3 100-win teams lost their first 2 postseason games, both at home. With the Dodgers losing to the Diamondbacks to go down 2-0, it's now happened twice in as many nights, along with the Orioles against the Rangers. 118 postseasons. It happened only 3 times. It's happened 2 times in the last 2 days. Additionally, for the Dodgers, on your argument, the Dodgers starting pitching now has a 40.5 ERA through 2 games in this series, 9 earned runs allowed in 2 innings pitched. That's the worst starter's ERA in the first 2 games of a series in Major League postseason history.
That's what happens when Kershaw gives up 6 earned runs in a third of an inning. He only got 1 out. So all those stats are skewed. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's still about the pitching. I don't know. Houston had the days off last year and won the World Series. It happens. I think you have to realize now how important it is to have the starting pitching has been not lessened or cheapened, but it's not gone the way of the running back as far as the NFL. But some teams and organizations think you can just throw out a starter and piece together a bullpen game. You can't.
Well, the Rays screwed everything up, right? The Rays built for 162, not built for the playoffs. And everybody started to copy that way of openers. I mean, when we were growing up, the idea of an opener was blasphemy. That means you sucked. You were going to throw somebody out there for 2 innings. That was nuts. 3 innings, 4 innings. We just aren't seeing elite starting pitching, top of the rotation. And it takes a while, not like it takes years to develop those starters to be able to come out to guys who, want the ball in a game 1, game 2, game 3 playoff setting and be able to go and compete. Wheeler clearly is one of those guys. I mean, his first 2 starts for the Phillies have been epic here in these playoffs. But I'm hard pressed to bring up anybody else that really has wowed me from a starting position like we normally see in playoffs. I mean, these are the best teams in baseball. They normally have elite 1, 2, and 3 starting pitchers. The Dodgers do not. Now, they're all hurt. I give you that. They're supposed to be a whole different lineup of starters for the Dodgers. But, man, Miller was not good. Kershaw was horrible. They don't have a guy. They don't have a goat. They don't have a horse to hand the ball to and say, go win game 3.
No. And I mean, look, even like, Milwaukee had Burns and he got hit. Tampa's starters were done. They were cooked going in. That was tough. Baltimore, Bradish, he got hit. I mean, he's their one. When you lose the one game, it puts you really behind the 8 ball. I just don't
like
know.
DeGrom, Scherzer, like there are certain guys, but they're all over the age of 30 and they're all getting hurt. Kershaw, like we don't really like. I'm waiting and watching. Like, where are the 22-year-old phenom starters going 7, 8, 9 innings? Like, where are these guys? Sandy Alcantara hurt, gone for a year plus now. Like the arms, in all honesty, the best pitching staff arms that I see are the Marlins. They've got young arms and they keep getting hurt. Like the young arms for the Marlins they have 5, 6, 7 guys who are awesome. 3 guys have Tommy John right now.
Somebody just suggested it. Joel Onler. Thank you, Joel. 6-man rotation. Why don't more teams do what the Phillies did? 6-man rotation the first half to be ready for the playoffs. It's not a bad idea. If your lineup can hit and you can, get through the 5 and the 6, eating innings is one of the hardest things to manage throughout the entire baseball season, whether it's from upstairs, limiting guys' innings, pitching coach, and the manager managing the bullpen innings. There's a lot of games, 9-inning games. Thank goodness for the Ghost Runner. So there's not 14 and 15-inning games. It catches up. I mean, the Dodgers went and traded for Max Scherzer. Maxie had dead arm in the playoffs. Like, it's really, really hard to win a World Series. It's harder than it ever has been now with this 3-game series. It's not randomness, but it's really hard. Then this 5-game series is the hardest series to win of all of them. It's because you're starting not your best at the top,
right?
Most of the time,
right?
So now what do? Well, you have to beat the number 1 with your number 3 most of the time. If you do that, it's a huge advantage, right? We're seeing it. But if you don't, the 1 has the advantage that they earned. I don't know what the answer is. I talked to you a little bit about it last night. You got to make this a 7-game series. The division series and the championship series have to be 7-game series to be more democratic.
It's the only way if you're going to try to protect the number 1 seeds and the top seeds with buys. I agree with you. You're going to have to change it to a 7-game series because it's harder to knock out a team. Baseball is played over a length of time. In a 7-game series, generally speaking, the better team wins. So yes, I concur. I think 7 games needs to be done, but you're on the brink of potentially losing the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Orioles. That's the 1, 1, and 2 seeds to be gone. The 2 seed in the American League is already gone. And that's not what baseball wants. Baseball wants their big market teams. They're high, this is still a TV show. Playoffs are still a TV show. It's still and if nobody's watching up against football, baseball's not going to be in love with that. And if you're having a Rangers,
Philadelphia and Arizona, they'll be just fine. That's international.
Disagree.
Texas and Houston will be kind of regional, but
that's the ALCS. Texas against the Diamondbacks will be crickets. Nobody will watch it. It'll be all-time low.
If Philly or Atlanta are in it, they'll be fine.
Not good. They'll be fine. People will watch it, but you'll be fine. It won't be great. They watched the World
Series last year with the Phillies and the Astros.
Yeah, the Astros are the hated team. Houston's great. You put Houston in the World Series, that's a huge advantage. Yes, people are going to watch the Astros for either love or hate. So yes, Astros being in, that's a dream. The way if this works out,
if it's the Twins, now we got to
Twins really against Twins Diamondbacks is an oh my, that would be yeah. Twins Diamondbacks is the worst case scenario.
But I mean, Twins Braves in 90, what was it, 91? I think it was like one of the best.
Kirby Puckett played for the Twins then. Kirby Puckett was. I mean, there's no. You walked on the street. Who plays for the Twins? No one knows. Back then, it was Kirby Puckett. Everyone knew everyone knew the big butted dude that hit home runs. They liked him.
Yep, baseball was different then too.
Totally
different. They marketed everybody. Yeah. There was more stars. There was a star on every team, whether you knew it or not. Like that's how the game was marketed. Now it's so limited as to who they push and who they don't. That you're right. I mean, Pablo Lopez is an ace.
He's been great.
He pitched great. That game too against Atlanta or against Houston was unbelievable. He pitched great in the game in Minnesota to get them the lead in the series. Nobody knows who he is. Not one person knows who he is. So,
well, they may know who Sonny Gray is, and he's cheap tonight.
Very.
What do you make of this? What's the temperature in Minneapolis going to be? Have we seen the weather forecast for this yet?
Do we got a guy who's watching a show in Minnesota?
Wow. 38 degree low. It's going to be cold.
Oh.
That the under?
Oh my God. That's
38.
Yeah, I liked the under before I heard that.
Put the mittens on, put the those head wraps on that they wear on their ears.
Yeah, I love those things. I have one for when I was on the field with the kids. It's windy. We go to these places in Utah. You got to keep your head warm.
Keep your ears warm.
There's a move coming right now. Right now.
On the under? on
No,
Houston.
on Houston.
Wow, you might get Sonny Gray even cheaper. I mean, Christian Javier on the road's been pretty good, I believe. Let's see what his road ERA.
Tough game. This is a really tough game.
Do you know what's really strange? What ESPN.com did, but I can't figure out. ESPN.com zeroed out all of the splits for baseball. And I can't figure out why.
What do you mean?
So during the regular season, you go to ESPN.com, you click on a pitcher, and you go to splits, and it'll give you the full splits. Now that we're in the postseason, they just averaged it all out. They took it all and put it into one number. So now you can't go and look at Christian Javier on the road or Christian Javier against the Twins, like you look at their game log, but you can't look at what they've done on the macro, which is super annoying. Javier in August won 4 straight starts. In September, he was 2-3, and in October against Arizona on the 1st, he went 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs. His last start for the playoffs. He's been pretty good on the road. Javier has been good on the road. Bad at home, good on the road. Probably why they run.
Under. I mean, weather notwithstanding, I like the game under.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the under 8's.
The game starts at 1:00 Pacific, which is 3:00.
Okay, so bet it now. Wow, it was a day game. All right, so it's 54 degrees. It won't be in the 30s. It'll be in the 50s. Right. Still not warm
that way. Yeah,
but not once that sun dips down below the lip of the stadium in Target Field, it'll be in the 40s.
Couple people just popped into the chat. D Stout, our farmer, who's holding that Twins future, said Gray's going to choke tonight. He's a head case when he gets down. Astros just need to get one on him, and it's game over.
Fair.
I think it's going to take at least 3. I think
3-2 final?
At least 3. Yeah. Winning team gets 3 tonight. Wow. I don't know how long it took Roger Long to write this one, but he said the weather in Minnesota is, wait for it, sunny and gray.
Good job.
I don't know how long he took to come up with that, but
Good
nice job, Raj.
Texas is minus 140 against the Orioles tonight. Evaldi against Kramer. Total is 9. This feels like an over game to me, given Texas's history at home.
Who in the hell wants to get in front of Texas? I felt bad. Our friend of the show, Kevin, the supervisor down at Circa, saw him last night. It's a rough week for Baltimore people, and he saw me and he, thought I was coming up to commiserate with him about the Orioles and how sad it was that they were down 2-0. And I asked him, you know what? I missed the game on Sunday. Who won the Ravens-Steelers game?
That's brutal. You're mean.
And he goes, oh, that's not nice. I said, I didn't get the text from you to say congratulations. I was going to text you when it looked like Baltimore was going to win. And he's like, he texted me this morning and said the comeback starts today.
Oh my. Don't let him win one game.
Don't let him win one.
Oh my.
Yeah. He said he won't let it go. I mean, he's still got
he's a fan. Don't let it go.
He's a fan, and he's talking. He sent me to Google Maps. He said we could be at Texas in like 13 hours if we drive straight through. Do I want to go? And I said, if I was single, I would go. And he said, if we go, you'll be single. I was like, very good. That's a good line. He's right.
If you go, we're single. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, he was right. Yeah.
You can make yourself be single. Yeah.
Right.
If you want to be.
I like Texas today. You?
It takes me to this question. Better bet. Orioles money line or plus 650 to win the World Series? Win this series. Win this series. Sorry. Win this series.
I didn't do a parlay calculator, but you can do plus 120, plus 125, and minus 110. Put that in a parlay calculator and see if that comes to.
Yeah, I think the Orioles.
I think that comes to better than 6.5 to 1. So you could take it and roll it, take it and roll it, take it and roll it. You're going to get paid more. The Rangers are listening to Creed in the clubhouse. Yeah, they are.
No, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the Rangers. Well, they started doing it as a joke, and they started playing better. So now it's because like last year, the Phillies, who are completely unoriginal, ripped off the Red Sox song and started playing dancing on their own.
Yep.
Because Swarbrick had to go and take that song out of the Red Sox clubhouse, which was not his to take. And he took it to the Phillies, and that became their song. So this is the time of the year where you start hearing these things about the superstitions that the teams are doing. Now we're hearing Creed being played in the Rangers clubhouse, which is so on brand for the Texas Rangers to listen to Creed.
There he goes.
It's so on brand. Like it's 100%. Like that's yes. When I think of the Rangers, I think of Creed.
What's wrong with that?
You ever heard Creed?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, them and Nickelback, you can take them both.
Oh, what are we doing?
You can take them both. Take them both and have them. I wouldn't make either bet, by the way. I wouldn't bet the Orioles tonight. I wouldn't bet the Orioles to win the series. I just wouldn't bet this.
Yeah.
Neither side. I'll touch this. All right. Ask the BVB. These are 3 listeners who have sent in 3 questions. These are baseball and football related, both of them.
Baseball and football related. Let me put on my Stanley Cup champion hat. I haven't worn this one since the parade. Just feel like wearing a champion's hat right now for this. All right, go ahead. What do you got?
Okay, so here is the first one. Well, hold on. I want to make sure I'm doing the right one. It's from Nick on a Diamondbacks head question. Okay. He said, Matt, need your advice for this baseball future. I took your idea with the Brewers and applied to the Diamondbacks. I took them at 25-1 to win the World Series.
Nice work.
When they were up 1-0 over the Brewers.
Yeah.
I bet $25 to return $650.
Hello.
I then hedged on the Dodgers, laying $200 to return $100. I think I went heavy there, and I really thought the Dodgers would win.
Wow,
at this point, should I look to enhance my D-backs position when the numbers come back out, or just wait for the next series? Thanks. One of your Aussie fans that always tunes into the BVB. Appreciate what you guys do. This is from Paul from Australia. Sorry, I was mixing it up.
This is Paul.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you're going to be stuck 200 now, and you still haven't won anything. So, I mean, I hope you have a ticket on the Phillies and the Braves.
I doubt he does.
I don't think he does either.
No.
So you got to get somebody in the World Series. I mean, at this point now.
Well, the problem is like I don't think he's dead per se, because he bet 200 to win 100. So he'd be, if at 25-1, he's got $650 to play off of, right?
Yeah,
so he's already put 200 in.
Yeah.
So now he's down to 400. If the Diamondbacks, he'll end up making $75 right now if the Dodgers come back and win. Otherwise, the D-backs advance to the next round.
Right.
And so now he's got $400 to play with, basically. And he can either sit pat, or he can bet the other side again if he wants, or wait to see the D-backs lose game 1, lose game 2, whatever, and you can enhance the D-back position if you want.
Well, I mean, we got a stat today from MLB. Visiting team wins the first 2 games at home or on the road.
85%.
Yeah. It's 26-3.
Yeah.
It's 26-3.
Yeah. It's a long. I mean, look, I'm a Red Sox fan.
You could bet.
Don't tell me the odds. I'm a Red Sox fan. So fans are going to be the ultimate optimist. Their team's going to go against the number and do it.
You could bet the D-backs every game now. 3 games.
Money line?
You could, just take the money line. To get the Dodger money back. 25, lose it. Come back, 25, lose it. And 25 again. So you'd lose that bet, but you'd win the Dodger bet. You're even. You're out. Or the Diamondbacks clinch one of these next 3 games. They win. You win that straight bet to ease some of the Dodger, hedge.
Mm-hmm.
And now take that to, I think, get the position of the team.
Yeah, that's a good point.
NLCS.
Game 3, D-backs favored in game 3?
No, they're dogs.
Okay. So that's good. So you can bet the D-backs at plus money.
Yeah.
For the next 3 games, you could just chip
Yes.
away at the 200. I love that. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's the advice there. Okay. That's Paul. That's what you should be doing. Taking the Diamondbacks at plus money the next 3 games to chip away at that $200 you've bet into the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And then you're still live. If the D-backs win, you cash that and you're still live with the 25-1 ticket.
Of course.
And then do you recommend waiting to bet the NLCS, or do you take it because they're going to be dogs in the NLCS most likely? If it's Philadelphia or Atlanta, they're going to be dogs.
They're 100% dogs.
So,
yeah.
See if they win game 1 and come back and take Atlanta or Philly.
I don't know if you have to wait for that, depending on the pitching matchup. I think you could do it before.
Okay,
because you're sitting at 25-1, but you've given away some of that quote unquote equity with the Dodgers. So now, yes, you can decide what you want to do. Next time, just do it for half. Your thinking was right. I would have done it 100 to win 50.
Yeah, you went too heavy on it. Okay.
But if you really liked it, then you had a position that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. This is a little longer. Same team, Diamondbacks, same question, but a bit longer. It says, Matt, I'm a $25 to $50 bettor. I got an Arizona Diamondbacks future that is going to pay me $1,300 if they win the World Series.
Hello.
In your opinion, am I better off hedging each round of the playoffs or take a chance with the hedge with the Braves to win the National League? I already hedged this series against the Dodgers after game 1. So I'm locking in a profit of about $100. My future is still worth $1,200 even after the hedge. I predict that the Diamondbacks win the series. They'll be underdogs against the Phillies or Braves, which they are.
Yep.
Probably looking at the Phillies minus 120, minus 150, Braves minus 150, minus 200. I can get the Braves to win the National League right now at plus 135. Would it be smart to hedge the Braves to win their series and set myself up for a guaranteed money bet, or hedge each series as they come? I know there's a third option of hedging with both the Braves and the Phillies, but I feel like that will dig into too much of my profit margin because I already have also hedged in the World Series. So I predict your answer to be a risk tolerance type answer. I totally understand that, but I'm looking for an opinion. I'm leaning towards throwing down $100 on the Braves at plus money, making my AZ future worth $1,100-ish. And then in the World Series, doing it again for $200-ish, making my Arizona future somewhere around $900.
There you go. All the above is possible. I mean, you don't want to be left out with nothing. Right now, the only way you get left out with nothing is if Philadelphia beats Atlanta and then beats the Diamondbacks. Right?
Yep.
In that scenario. I mean, what if the Phillies win? Tyler just heard it. He said the same thing. What if the Phillies win?
Yeah.
The Phillies are favored in game 3.
So you gotta, if you're gonna do one, you gotta do both, right?
I think so. I mean, if that's a big score to have a shot at. And again, we always talk about minimizing risk. I mean, you want to maximize win, but you want to minimize risk. You don't want to lose nothing. You're in a position I'd
rather win 800, at the top, but guarantee myself a profit and not losing anything and be winning money on any scenario.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with cutting into that Arizona Diamondbacks future. I'm cool with cutting into that $1,300. I'm cool with cutting it in half, to be quite honest. I'm winning $650, $700. I'm cool with it. Yeah. So that's, I mean, he's right. That would be my answer. It's sort of risk tolerance. But my opinion would be to have risk tolerance. My opinion would be to buy down and to take Phillies and take the Braves. And so you can't lose.
Yeah.
So,
then, I mean, if you take the Braves and the Phillies to win the pennant, somebody's going to do that. If it's not the Diamondbacks, your Diamondbacks is to win a World Series. So that's a different bet. So you got to be careful. You don't want to bet them all. But,
right.
If you bet them both
to win the National League,
if you wait, you end up laying juice.
Right.
So you take the plus, and I mean the
Astros Diamondbacks. What's the number? World
Astros,
Series.
Diamondbacks.
Yeah. 200.
Who has home field?
Astros.
No, it's not that high. I don't think it's that high.
Wow, really?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, the National League look-ahead number right now is minus 120.
That's because the Phillies and the Braves, not the D-backs.
I know, but it's going to swing 80 cents. I don't think so.
No, well, I think it
I
might.
don't think so.
And then last one. This one comes from DL. He wants to know how to handle the Iowa State future bet that I made. Says, Matt, how do you feel about your Iowa State futures under 5 win total at this point? They've managed 3 wins already, and there's at least 2 more winnable games I see on their schedule with Cincinnati and Baylor. Are you still confident that they hit this? This sounded like a super obvious play when I listened. I followed it for a very large personal play, but now I'm sweating bullets, and I'm just hoping to push at this point. What are your thoughts? TCU was one of the games that you said no way they would win. They pulled it off. What are your predictions for the rest of the year with Iowa State? Longtime listener and follower of BBB. So here's the thing, DL. First and foremost, don't do that. When I say I'm betting a unit, okay, there's a reason. Because, sorry, Will, I don't give a fuck if I blow that bet. Like, if that bet doesn't cash, I'm up 14 units in college football. If that bet doesn't cash, it doesn't make an ounce of difference to me if Iowa State wins 6 games or not. So you have to listen to what I say when I'm giving you futures. Like, if you put your own money in heavy, I don't feel like you coming to me saying, like, how do you feel about that bet? I'm going to tell you the bet's a loser. Like, I know you don't want to hear that, but the bet's a loser. You can go ahead and once they get to 5, my advice would be once Iowa State has 5 wins, start betting on them just to go ahead and get out of your bet.
Right.
Because at some point they're going to win the 6th game. So
maybe. You think they're winning 6?
I mean, at this point, it would be really surprising if they don't win 6. Like the TCU win was huge. He's absolutely right. I was stunned.
What's their schedule the rest of the way?
Iowa State's schedule the rest of the way is they have a winnable game, I think. Where's Iowa State?
I mean, just for an example, say you had under Colorado,
right,
under 3.5 wins.
Right.
They got the 3. You bet you bet Colorado against Arizona State, and Colorado wins. You win single bet. You lose the season win bet. You're okay.
At second thought, hold on a second. So yes, the win over TCU was a surprise.
Yep.
But they're playing at Cincinnati and at Baylor. This team has already lost at Ohio. Okay. They've lost at Oklahoma and they've lost at Ohio. They're 0-2 on the road. They're on the road the next 2 weeks. Could very easily lose both those games. Now, let's say they split.
That's this week. They're where?
No, they're on a bye. Okay. No, it's this week. I'm sorry. It is this week. Yep. The bye's next week. They play at Cincinnati this week.
So let's see. I mean, what's that number? Cincy small? I didn't look.
I would say might be favored. Cincy minus 5.
Cincy 5, yeah.
Minus 5. Okay.
So why is Iowa State going to go there and win that game?
I don't think he thinks they're going to win it.
That's fine.
I don't believe that.
What's next?
Bye week and then at Baylor on the 28th.
Okay, that's another. I mean, they're a small dog there, probably.
Yep. Then home for Kansas.
That's a tough game.
Tough game. They could win, but they could lose.
Okay.
At BYU.
They're not winning that game.
Agreed.
Highly unlikely.
Home for Texas.
They're not winning that game.
Okay. And then at Kansas State, which the bet might ride on Kansas State. It may be 4 or 5. And you can bet Kansas State if you want, if you're trying to get out of it or try to make sure that you may push on 5. If you want to win some money, you can bet on Kansas State. Bet on Iowa State to beat Kansas State there. And they win 5. And you get your money back on a push. They win 5 and it lands on the number.
So, I mean, it's asked the BVB. It's asked us. We kind of talk it through. Let's ask the chat. Does Iowa State win
6 games?
6 games.
At Cincy, at Baylor.
I think you're still favored.
I would agree. At Cincy, at Baylor, home for Kansas, at BYU, home for Texas, at Kansas State. Sure, they can win 2 games. but they also can win just one more. That's not this is why I made the bet. The end of the season schedule is really hard for Iowa State.
I mean, it feels like it's going to fall right on the number.
I would agree with you.
I think,
Yep.
As of right now, with that,
Yep.
them winning that game the way they did, I mean, we kind of
They had
said
4
the
picks against
Ohio
TCU.
game
They
was
had
a
4
toss-up,
picks.
and they lost.
TCU threw 4 interceptions in that
So-
game. How do you throw 4 picks in a game? Oh,
Well, TCU's not what anybody thought
no,
they
they're
were
bad.
going to be
Yeah.
either. So I don't know. I think it falls right on 5. I mean, before you got to worry about hedging, worry about losing. Like
I would agree.
think,
Fair,
I
good
think
point.
You're okay. They're dogs
Right now.
this week. Now, if they win this week, it's a better
Yeah.
discussion. I don't
Right.
know. Just looking at the number, I don't think they're
Remember,
gonna win this
remember, DL. Remember, it comes down to 6 wins, not 5. 5's a push. So we didn't lose at 5.
week. Yeah.
So they got to win 3 more games for it to be a loser. So don't sweat bullets yet. If they win this week, and Dave's right, they win 4. Okay, now it's a conversation to be had. Now we can look at it and go, all right, maybe the Iowa State bet was a bet. But
I just looked out of the chat. Jerry Jones sells snake oil. In parentheses, it says disgusted beaver. That's our guy. He's
Again?
changed his name like Kendall changed his surname. Yeah.
That's great.
If he's going to hedge, he needs to wait another game or 2.
Fair. I would agree. Yeah.
I mean, that's
They
why
only have 3.
That's why the community's good. The show's good. You got people looking and offering different things. I mean, I think he's right. Just
Hold on.
Just relax.
Pump the brakes and relax.
Yeah.
If you were playing golf and this was your sight line, how would you feel about playing golf?
So when I play golf, I was taught by a guy, I always pick a target in the distance.
Yeah, of course. Right. Yeah.
Growing up in Pittsburgh and when I started playing, it was always like pick a tree.
This thing makes
a
face.
line.
This thing is making faces at you. This
would be a distraction.
This thing is smiling at you. I screenshotted this, but this eyeball follows your golf ball. When you hit it, the eyes follow your golf ball, and it looks. This concerning look is like, oh shit, where'd you hit the ball? The sphere is trolling golfers coming down driving this par 4 at the Wynn Golf Club.
And that's like when you go there, you can it smells different there.
Oh yes.
It's
all imported stuff. Nothing is native. They built it after MGM built Shadow Creek. They built the Wynn Golf Club because it didn't want to be left out. These are all trees not native to Nevada. This is all ground that was brought in. This is not you're right. It smells different. It feels different. The grass is different. And you're paying $700 green fees to go play it, and you're being trolled by a giant yellow ball.
Very strange. Very strange. Although I gotta admit, I would be 100% distracted. Like I'd
be laughing my ass off. It'd be so funny. I watch it. I can't stop laughing at this. This is the funniest. It's awesome. Yeah. The guy's face is like it's changing. He looks at you and it hits the golf ball, and the eyes follow the golf ball. And then this face it makes is like, oh no, where's your ball going? It's so good. I love it. I can't. Wednesday, tomorrow night, God. I cannot wait to go to the Sphere. And then I don't know if you want to call him an everyman, but this is the Las Vegas airport. Millionaire, billionaire Mark Davis photographed playing slots in the main concourse at used to be called, now it's called Harry Reid International Airport.
What the hell?
What is this? If you sat down to play, this is the worst odds in Nevada. It's documented. These slot machines, if you come to town, these are the worst slot machines to play in Nevada. The odds are horrible. The holds are insane.
Holds insane. Yeah.
What is he doing? What is Mark Davis doing?
I maybe just needed change for 100. He just said, what, I'm going to put it in and I'm going to get a couple spins and then I'll cash out. I don't know.
The clothes, the haircut.
Can't make it up.
It's all too perfect.
Can't make it up.
It's all too perfect for Mark. I would love to be sitting down next to him. Be like, just like putting it in the machine and you're like, aren't you the owner of the Raiders?
Yeah.
Your team is worth $6.2 billion. What are you doing?
Can we, can we get a guy that can cover on the outside? Maybe can we do that?
Well, Hobbs is.
Oh, wait, you got 3 sevens? Hey, all right. What?
Congratulations.
What the hell is going on here?
So freaking good. By the way, I totally forgot to play our friend. I put our friend up yesterday.
Oh,
Packer fans, that's kind of how you left, because you came in like this and then you saw this guy and you ran.
what is that? I was
The
going
Raider.
to ask you about the Raider guy. Yeah.
Don't know what it says on his helmet. I don't know, but the little cute and friendly mouse came in and was like, "Hi."
Do you have the
That
Bronco guy handy?
The Bronco guy handy. The Bronco guy is
for Thursday. We're gonna need that.
Yeah, I'll get that guy for Thursday. I don't have the Bronco guy for Thursday.
Okay.
No,
we're gonna need that.
Why?
Because it might be the last time we see it. Look at the Jets guy. Oh, that's a good one.
Broncos are playing who again?
Kansas City.
That guy. The Lion.
That's not the Chief. Is that the Chief?
That's the Chief.
That's so bad. I forgot about how bad that one was.
That's the Chief.
There's no chance he's wearing pants either.
No, there's no chance he's wearing pants. I would concur with that. All right, hockey is back. I'm wearing Hockey Night on the Vegas Strip shirt. You're wearing championship hats. I'm wearing championship hats. Hockey is back. So let's refresh here before we start.
Yes.
Because a 30 for 30 has got to be done on the last day of the regular season last year.
Oh,
Because somebody in the NHL scheduling office has a sick sense of humor, and I'm 100% here for it. Last day of the season, all the Penguins have to do is win. Penguins win. They extend the longest active, forgot that word last night on the juice, active professional playoff streak in North America.
yeah.
16 years in a row, the Pittsburgh Penguins had been in the playoffs. There were kids in Pittsburgh having their driver's permits, being able to drive vehicles, who had never seen the Penguins not play in the postseason.
This is true.
Until what happened against the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yep.
The Blackhawks beat Pittsburgh on the last day of the regular season.
Unbelievable.
By winning that, the Blackhawks knocked out the Penguins and put the Florida Panthers in.
Who got to the Stanley Cup Finals.
It also enabled and guaranteed that the Blackhawks were getting the number 1 pick, in which they turned it into Connor Bedard.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Like, on some planet, there is some alternative universe being commanded by Doctor Strange with the Infinity Stones and turning everything around, where the Bruins won the Stanley Cup. Because the Penguins did what they were supposed to do, and the Penguins won, and the Penguins were in, and then the Bruins didn't lose, and the Bruins then went and won the cup.
Yeah, the Bruins would have probably destroyed the Penguins.
Like,
we had a show that's called Bostonian versus the book.
It would have been great.
And nobody wanted to hear your Boston banter just pummel. Because I was convinced, I was like, they're going to play each other and we're going to get swept or lose in 5.
Yep.
And I'm going to have to listen to this crap. And I knew it was coming. And then I was watching the game against the Blackhawks going, they're going to lose. They're going to lose.
I remember laughing my ass off. I remember on the show with you, I'm like, Dave, they can't lose this game, right?
They're going to lose.
They're going to lose. How can they lose? They can't lose to the Blackhawks. They win and they're in. All I got to do, win and they lost.
They lost
to the Chicago Blackhawks, and they missed the playoffs. They fired Ken Hextall. Goodbye. New GM coming in, formerly from the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's out. New guy comes in. Dubas is now the new GM coming in to run the Penguins.
It was Ron Hextall for the.
Sorry, what did I say? Ken?
You said Ken.
Sorry, Ron Hextall. Sorry, Ken's long gone, right? Ron Hextall.
Ron Hextall.
So he's out. Bye-bye. See you later. And now we have the last hurrah.
Yeah.
Last game of the regular season turned into the first game of the year. With the Blackhawks right back to Pittsburgh tonight, with Sid, the quote kid, welcoming in the new kid,
passing the torch,
in Connor Bedard.
Yeah, just predict the Olympics where they pass the torch from one person to one person. This is Sid,
not so fast.
Face of the league. They're just handing it right to Connor Bedard. Here you go, son.
Yeah, I predict the old timers are going to have a thing to say to the youngsters tonight.
Minus 250.
This is a welcome to the NHL, boys, game tonight. Penguins will never be healthier than they are today. The veterans will never feel better than they are today. They're going to blast.
I hope you're right.
Team. I think
Over?
this is
6.5 over, quarter?
5-1 final.
Under?
I don't think the Blackhawks have an offense to speak of.
Oh,
Connor Bedard's not scoring tonight, guys. I could be dead wrong. This kid might be the next coming of Gretzky, but anybody but tonight. Penguins are going to key in on this kid. He's going to get checked every 2 seconds. when he comes near the puck, he's getting ripped tonight by somebody in a Penguins uniform.
I just hope the Penguins stay healthy and Carlson works out. Them getting Erik Karlsson.
Big for the power play. Big.
Yeah, I mean, the power play goals. The power play should be fixed.
With him, you would hope so.
Yeah, between him and Letang and everything. This is it. This is the
last hurrah. Correct.
But
this is who you want to start with. A cupcake. A layup.
Yeah.
And a team that stopped your postseason run. Don't tell me this is not going to be mentioned in the locker room tonight. This is the team that kept them out of the playoffs last year.
The Penguins kept themselves out of the playoffs last year.
Maybe, but it's the
Blackhawks were the beneficiaries of being the team that was playing against them. But they lost in Columbus the night before, and then they already couldn't come to home and win that game. Oh, yeah, I can't even believe it. I just remember thinking, all right, I was so prepping for Penguins Bruins. I had all those numbers. I was like, well, wait, they lost to Columbus. Oh, that's all right. They'll beat the
come home and win, right? Yeah, it's all good. They come home and win. Nope.
So aggravating.
And then they put Chicago right back to Pittsburgh, feeding Connor Bedard tonight to Sidney Crosby and company. I like the Pens big. The first game of the night, Tampa Bay against Nashville. I'll tell you right now, I didn't really do it in better to book it, but
2:30 Pacific start.
Yeah, 5:30. Yeah, because 3 games.
Yeah,
they staggered them. They want it all standalone opening night.
I like that.
Yeah, they're trying to copy the NFL thing.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good hockey. Get the whole country of Canada watching each game.
When the hockey was in the bubble and it was on all day, that was so much fun.
Loved it.
You didn't miss a game.
I won't remember much from the pandemic sports except for the UFC and hockey.
The hockey was incredible.
Basketball, I thought was weird because of the whole way they did it, and I don't remember much. I know the Lakers won it, and fine, but I didn't like it. I loved the bubble for hockey, and I loved it for the UFC.
Oh, it was so good.
It was really cool. It was different and neat, and to have those sports be there because we had all day long. We had hockey being played at noon on a Tuesday. It was great.
It was so good. Yeah, I remember Jess kept saying, "What are you doing today?" I'm watching hockey. When? All day.
All day.
She's like, "What?" I said, "It's on all day."
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. What time's it start? Noon.
Just
our time? Yes. And the games, there's a 7:00 game. Yep.
Yeah.
And there's games all day.
Late game.
Oh,
yeah.
It was great.
So
under?
I'm not touching this game, but I have bet under 96.5 points for Tampa. I think
under 96.5 points for Tampa for the season. Okay.
For the season, yeah.
I think guys new to the hockey, you get 2 points for a win, 1 point for taking a game to overtime. So
no points
win or
for
lose,
loss.
you get a point in overtime. The winning team ends up getting 2 points.
In regulation, you get none. Regulation loss, you get 0.
Correct.
And we're dumb, stupid shootouts and everything else is how they determine it. But to me, this is going to be a tough year because I don't buy the goaltending. It was really bad at the end of the year last year. Vasilevsky's getting old fast. Stamkos wants his last contract. Kucherov is still there, but they've got injuries to the back end. They may win 90, 92, 93, somewhere in that range. I don't think they get to 96.5, and I can see Tampa missing the playoffs. I think it's possible that they miss the playoffs this year.
It is possible. It is. Huh.
You could arb this if you want, because here in Vegas, it's 92.5. FanDuel / Boyd in Vegas is 96.5.
Wow.
Superbook's at 90.
Know that?
Superbook's at 92.5. I don't know, but
They do now.
They do now. If you want to arbit, it was 96 and 92. You had a 4-point difference. You can land in between. You can land 95, and you take down both bets.
There's guys that would do that for minus 110 and for as much as they could possibly get. A 4-point hockey total middle. Yeah. Wow. Send the alert.
How about a 5-point Bruins middle? No, wait. That's 3. Yeah, that's 3.5, right? Yeah. No, that's 3. Oh, the Bruins middle is 3, not 5. Right? Yeah, it's 3. So Bruins middle is 3. This is 4. 96 to 92. The Bruins are 101.5 to 98.5. So you have a 3-point middle with the Bruins.
Your head was thinking so hard. You're like, what was it?
I was just trying to figure out. No, I was trying to remember which book had what numbers. That's why, because I knew what I bet. But I was trying to remember, did I see higher than 101.5 last night? And 101.5, I believe, was the highest number I saw in Vegas.
On the Bruins?
On the Bruins, yeah.
Wow.
98.5 is the lowest.
Okay.
Superbook's at 98.5 here in town.
Okay.
Which is like, okay. Take that. Thank you very much. I said yesterday about the Boston Bruins have not had a year where they haven't had 100 points since 2016 and 17, minus the COVID year where they didn't play the whole year.
Wow. Okay.
So it's Bruins to have it win 100 points has been a consistent thing. And yes, I know we're dealing with the fact that Brad Marchand and David Krejci are gone.
Yeah, it's a lot of changeover.
Yeah, you still have Pasta, and you still have Marchand, and you still have Allmark. You still have the defensemen, you still have the young player. I mean, they still are. Bruins are still
Hockey is back.
Bruins are still a very good team.
Love it.
Vegas tonight at home against Seattle. Total is down to 6. You want to talk about ARB? You want to talk about massive craziness? Caesars. Can we talk for a second, boys? Can we have a little conversation with Caesars, BetMGM, and some of our friends here in Vegas and what's going on here?
Where's my dark glasses?
So, the first question is, how do you get away with a gift 3-way market for 190? Caesars, minus 190 on a goal in the first 10 minutes.
That's not even the most egregious part. It's the plus
on the back.
On the middle. If it's minus 190, the take back is normally plus 170. That's what the other side of 190 looks like.
Right.
In a legal market, it can be plus 160. In the FU legal market, it can be plus 150. Like that at least you know.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna take it and you're gonna just whatever. What's the plus on the other side?
Plus 125, boys and girls.
I'm speechless.
Minus 190, plus 125. That's at Caesars. BetMGM and stations, well, they don't like this at all. So they're deciding to go, you know what? Fuck it. We're taking out, it's now 9 minutes in 9.5 minutes. We're not doing 10 minutes anymore. Now it's 9 minutes at BetMGM and 9.5 minutes at stations.
Now, is that to be different and original?
No, it makes it harder. And it's minus 145 for 9 minutes.
Right.
DraftKings is at minus 145 for 10 minutes.
Right.
That's a long time in hockey. That's 3 shifts.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of goals are scored in the 9th minute, in the 10th minute. It happens.
Very confusing. It was 9 last year. That's what JPC the fourth said. It was 9 on who's doing the 9?
BetMGM. Yep.
Yeah, they did it last year.
Okay.
Not that makes it right.
Doesn't make it right. Stations at 9.5.
I think they're doing it just to be different.
9.5. Like who the hell's doing 9.5? That's bizarre.
That only adds confusion.
Right. So like where you are, when did it score?
Like the UFC events.
Yeah, right.
When it's a half of a round,
2:30,
2.5,
right.
That means a minute 30 or 2.5, 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the next round.
Yep.
So like 9:30, at least there's a clock and we can kind of agree that it's halfway through that last minute of the first half of the period.
And so Caesars has added, by the way, they've added a gift fiend, which is goal in the first 15 minutes.
Oh,
it's
fun.
minus 450. It's minus 450.
What's the no?
I forget the take back. Addison in the chat, tell us what the take back is. Addison is doing a parlay, a gift-fiend parlay. Gift-teen is calling it. A gift-teen 15 parlay where he's on all 3 games, a goal in the first 50 minutes. That's a minus 130. You know, you got to lay 30 cents worth of juice. You know, lay minus 130 in order to get 4 goals in the first 15 minutes. Yes, on all 3 games.
Oh.
Like, what are you doing? I was like, Addison, come on. You're making it very hard for yourself to win money tonight.
What are we doing?
So Circa has the gift tonight for Seattle and Vegas at minus 155. FanDuel's at minus 142. Superbook just says, screw it. We're not even offering this anymore. They're not even offering it tonight. They're like, nah, we're not doing it. Forget it. Not worth the trouble for tonight. Maybe later in the year they'll offer it. But
you know, it's funny. Like, maybe it's a little harder to make hockey numbers than people might have thought. Some of these books and odds providers and other stuff, like, because they're all over the board.
All over the board. There's no rhyme or reason from 190 to 145 to 152 to 155 to we're not even offering it. Dude, it's 9.5 minutes to 9 minutes. I told you this last night. I was so giddy. I spent 2.5 hours looking at this, laughing loudly, going, "This is incredible."
Did you give nuts. Maddie stuff to help her sleep? Like, how did she get all
upstairs.
that time?
She's upstairs.
No, I know, but like last night,
she's sick.
Get all that time.
She slept for 13 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, 13 hours. She slept from 8 to 9, 8 p.m. to 9 a.m.
Yeah,
today she was out. She's been sick for the last 2 days. Yeah. So she's been battling it. So she's better today. Sleep is an amazing thing for kids. You let them sleep.
It's an amazing thing for adults. You should sleep too. I love the sleep.
But she's better now, but she was really banged up last night. So she was out. So I was up for 2.5 hours looking at all these different numbers all over the place. Point totals, differential, game numbers all being differential, totals being different. It was, they are flying blind. Okay. This is not going to be the case in the next month, but for right now, books don't know what to do with this for hockey. This is all about
they'll probably start getting our guy PSU auto sheets and start applying it to the first periods.
Don't do that.
That's what they'll do.
I don't want them to do that.
That's what they'll do. PSU Auto.
That's our guy. That's what we do. No.
We had him on the show last year. We're going to have him again on the show this year.
100%.
When we get some basis of knowledge.
And just so you guys know, somebody asked me this last night in our chat, like, when does the auto stuff start? He said it last night on X, Twitter, whatever. He'll start compiling it on the 22nd. So you got to give him about 2 weeks to get all the numbers going until actually, and it's the books are in the same boat. Okay. It's going to take the books 2 weeks. And sure, we're operating off of last year's numbers, but Vegas and Seattle last year, 4-0 to a goal in the first 10 minutes in the 4 games that they played. Tonight, it's ring ceremony night. Really possible that Vegas is a little bit sloppy with the puck early on and Seattle scores fast. Kraken were very good on the road last year. One of the best road teams. I think they might have been the best road team last year.
That cannot happen again.
So
that cannot happen again. I mean, it could. I don't know. They started it early and just carried the whole season. Their numbers were off. Like, for a long time, we were doing a show and we're like, why do they keep their dogs again? Their dogs again. They're big dogs again. They're dogs again. I remember specifically just after Christmas, when we started doing a show on our own and kind of just talking more about hockey and stuff going, we would ask this question, like, why are they plus 180 today? They got the best record in the league on the road.
Yeah.
Don't know. And it just kept happening. I don't know if that success on the road continues or carries over.
Think it was fluky?
No, I think it's one of those things that happens and you can't recreate that the next season.
Hill is confirmed, by the way, for the Knights. Grubauer is still tentative for Seattle, but Hill is starting tonight.
Oh, okay.
For Vegas. So you have to. You won the cup last year for them. You can't start Thompson tonight. You got to start Hill. That's just, he's got to be.
I think so.
Drop the banner and everything else. You got to he won the cup for you. He needs to be on the ice. Come on, he has to play. So he was good last year. I mean, he was good early in the season.
Won the Stanley Cup. He can definitely. He's fine.
But he might be distracted. Team might be sloppy. So Grand Salami, 6.5, 6. Those are your 3 totals for tonight in 3 games being played tonight. It's 19.5. Over or under?
Under, over. So I'd say under.
Me too. I agree. I think it's under.
I think so.
I think we get somewhere 17, 18 goals tonight for this. All right. One college football game to talk about here today. Coastal against App State. Number has come down.
Hold on. Let me put my take a nap glasses on for this one.
Listen,
I did not know that there were even games today until I saw the rundown.
I told you yesterday that there was a Coastal Carolina game.
I wasn't listening.
I told you. You weren't listening. I told you.
I definitely was not listening.
Number 63 opened at 5. It's now 5.5. It's ticked up a little bit on Appalachian State. Total down to 60.5 at Caesars, 61.5 at DraftKings still, but 61 at Circa, 61 at Superbook. For the record, the home team has won the last 4 of these games. In 2019, 56-37 App State. In 2020, Coastal 34-23. In 2021, App State 30-27. In 2022, Coastal 35-28. 2 unders, 2 overs. But 58.5, 48.5 over, 61, 65.5 under. This number now is 61. Game might be an underplay.
That was a number salad.
Okay, but that was not. That's a number. But it's all relative numbers. It's all numbers that can be applied here for this game.
All right. Are you going to watch this?
Hell yeah. I love this game.
You're going to watch this?
100% I'm
Seriously.
watching this. 100% I'm
Playoff
watching this
baseball, game. NHL. You're going to watch this?
Coastal, by the way, is 1-4 to the over this year, 4-1 to the under. And they're 2-0 to the under on the road this year. At home, App State they're 4-1 to the overall, and they're 2-0 at home. So you have kind of conflicting over-under trends going up against each other.
All right.
I think the unders to play.
Let's ask the chat. There's playoff baseball tonight. NHL makes its debut.
Grayson McCall, baby. Let's go. Coastal Carolina.
Are you going to watch one play of this game in the chat? Tell the truth.
I got the box. I'm going to have baseball. I'll have baseball and I'll have football on simultaneously on YouTube TV.
Where are you watching the hockey?
It'll be on my screen. They'll have 3. I'll have a tri-box. We'll have it all. We'll have all 3 sports on my TV set tonight. This is why YouTube TV, it's really smart.
The Juice immediately answered the question, said, I'd watch football over baseball any day.
Told you. And it's a good game. Coastal App State's a fun game in the Fun Belt.
Spread, at least it is a good game.
It's a fun game. Under.
App State team total.
Ooh, what is it? App State team total over?
I don't know, Jay. Dow Betts just came in and said he likes App State team total.
Hold on. Let's see what App State's team total is tonight. It's down to 60.5 now at FanDuel.
The game total.
Yeah, right. Game total. Team total for App is 33.5. For Coastal, it's 27.5. Do that math. What's that equal? 61, right?
Yeah. That's what the total
is. 61. Well, it's 60.5 at FanDuel. So
Andy O said football because it's all we can bet here in South Carolina.
What? Oh, you can bet football in South Carolina. You can't bet hockey? What? Or baseball?
I didn't ask.
Can't bet the Braves in what?
I don't.
It doesn't make any sense.
South Carolina has all other options, not the ones we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
JC from KC ranked them baseball, football, hockey.
No. Football, hockey, baseball for me. It's not the Braves.
Football,
if the Braves,
hockey, baseball.
If the Braves were playing
football, hockey, baseball. That's the complete wrong order.
No. App State, Coastal. Let's go. I love this game every year. Rivalry. I look forward to this game every year. That's why they play it on Tuesday. Standalone. Get a nice football audience. The whole South. Everyone in the South is watching this game. Nobody in the South is watching anything else. Hockey. What's that? Baseball, it's American League, bro. No thanks.
True, they would be watching Atlanta if
Yeah.
Atlanta was playing. Right?
So would I. I mean, if it was Phillies Atlanta, I'd be watching that. That's the best series in baseball right now.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Sweet Lou from the 412 said baseball. So the hell no. It's playoff baseball. That's what used
He's
to
not
trumpet
watching
for
Penguins. He's not watching the Penguins.
There's 82 games.
It's Bedard. It's Sid. They're only gonna play twice.
Give me the playoffs is the trump card. If you got to decide that you can only have one, the playoffs always trumps it. That's like pulling the ace of trump at the end and slapping it down and saying, I got ace of trump. CBW said, can Matt name one player in the football game tonight? Can you?
Grayson McCall, quarterback for Coastal Carolina.
Bam! That was for you, CBW. I couldn't do it.
Don't do it to me, man. Don't play.
I couldn't do it.
Grayson McCall. He's why you should watch the game for Coastal.
Really?
Oh yeah, the kid's awesome. Kid's a gamer. He's tough to tackle. Fun player. Grayson's a fun player. I like him a lot. All right, probably bet the under in that game. Now that I've looked at the numbers, I can't same game tease it. I can't bring myself to do it, but I'm tempted. I'm tempted to do it. All right, 2 topics for G2E here in Las Vegas going on. We're going to be there tomorrow for the whole day, basically. Remember, early show tomorrow, East Coast show tomorrow. We got a lot of things going on in the afternoon. The show will be over by
tomorrow. Yes,
tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Early show tomorrow. Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of noon Eastern or before the show will start. I drop Maddie at school at 8:25. I get back at 8:40.
Oh,
so like 8:45 is probably the fastest start time I could do.
All right.
So that's probably when we'll start. Is 8:45, somewhere between 8:45 and noon or 9. What do you do here with the pick'em style wagering sites? Because this is here at G2E. A lot of these state regulators are all together. They were all in a room yesterday, all having the same conversation. Do we follow New York and do we follow Michigan by making these quote unquote DFS sites that let you parlay them together for payout? Do they make it illegal?
They're all going to follow suit.
You think so?
Yep. You?
I don't know. I think the states that have legal sports betting will.
That's more than don't.
Yes. I think the states that have legalized sports wagering will make these underdog fantasy, the prize picks. What's the other one? Underdog, prize picks, and there's another one too that's really big that people play all the time. I think those types of offerings. Now to counter it, yesterday Prize Picks announced, Underdog Fantasy announced a new initiative called Guard Dog, which they're investing $1 million into problem gaming to help fight essentially underage gambling, addicted gamblers, stuff like that, to help doing it. Made a big announcement.
Yeah.
They're fighting with the folks who are running G2E, which is the American Gaming Association, because the American Gaming Association would not allow them to rent out a room. So they had to go ahead and do a whole separate, I don't know how they got around it, but they got a room to do this whole thing in, to make this big announcement, this press conference that they were going to do. It's probably this is one of the more contentious stories I remember at G2E. Like this is going to be divisive. There's a lot of people who are on either side of this aisle because a lot of people in the content space make the majority of their money from these sites.
Yep.
And so if these sites go away or have their number of customers limited, it could change a lot. It could change a lot of things that we're seeing in the content space and change a lot of things people are playing every week.
Yeah.
Do you think the public wants it to be illegal?
People want to do what they want to do. They don't like being told what they can and cannot do.
I would agree with you.
So they'll put it out there and then they'll take it away, which isn't going to do anybody any favors because they're going to be like, why can't I do this anymore?
Right.
Where can I do this?
The state's answer is going to be get a license.
Is going to drive them to places that the AGA and all these other people don't want them to go to.
Fair. That's a fair point. Yeah, I would agree.
Because people are going to do it whether it's legal
or not.
Or not, if that's what they want to do. And they've gotten a pretty good basis of knowledge, and they trained customers to do it. Is it gambling? 100% it is. So they knew what they were doing when they started it. We've had these conversations face to face with people. I've literally told them, this is you're being a book. No, we're not. We're a fantasy company. Here we go. Okay. That sounds a lot like prop betting in parlays.
It's hard, I think, as the public has become more educated about what a prop bet is and what gambling is. When you have a house, DFS is supposed to be peer-to-peer. When you can take a certain number of prop bets and put them together for a certain payout, whether that payout is accurately priced or not, it's not the point. Most often it's not. But it's about whether or not you're taking someone else's money from a peer, or are you taking the house's money? And this is taking the house's money. So, I mean, they all do it. Thrive Fantasy, that was the other one I was thinking of that we've done stuff with here. And like, they're going to make them get licensed. And I don't have a problem with that, to be quite honest. Like, I know there's some concerns about that and some issues with that, and cost, obviously, like operating in New York, there's no way. It's impossible. But maybe there's a carve out you can come up with to make it cheaper if you aren't going to operate a full-blown sports book, that the license to operate pick'em style wagering is a lot less than operating a full-blown sports book. I don't know. Maybe the books will get furious about that, but
I've told you guys my idea. I've told you before off the air. I wanted just a future book. I went to a lawyer and said, "Give me a license to do a future book only." It's like, what are you talking
future
about?
wagers only.
I don't need to do the day-to-day. I can, but I need more investment, and I need more money, and I need more backing.
Okay.
I just want to do the futures. And he was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I'll do NFL and college football. I'll do NBA and college basketball, baseball, and hockey.
Okay.
And then we'll do NASCAR, and we'll do the majors in golf." I said, that'll be enough. Well, how are you going to make money? We're going to win. We're going to take bets from everywhere. We're going to make it as easy as possible. I would be preseason. I would have been in the New York Post. I would have been on WFAN. I would have been everywhere. Go and come bet the Jets with me. I get the best price in the world. Come on in, please. Super Bowl, yes. Conference, come on. Division, amen. Season wins over. Come on. Let's go. Please. I didn't know he was going to get hurt. I just thought that would.
Right. I thought he'd get hurt. I said he was going to get hurt.
Well, whatever.
I didn't think game one. I thought he'd get hurt, but not game one.
I mean, and like I said this, the idea came to me a few years ago when Minnesota got out to a really good start. Or no, it was the Bears. I think the Bears were 4-0, something like that.
Right.
And I said, I'm going to Chicago. And the Chicago Sun-Times, the Chicago Tribune, I'm putting billboards right around Soldier Field. I'm going to go set up a booth at O'Hare Airport and say, you want to bet the Bears to win a Super Bowl? Everywhere else has 20-1. I will give you 30-1. Come bet it with me. In fact, I'll come to you. Just give me the money. I'll give you the ticket. You're good. Put it on your fridge. Lock it up. You can do it. Now, I don't know if you can do this. But it wasn't legal at the time. The lawyer was like, "It's a great idea. It'll never work. I can't get it passed." Okay. I don't think they're going to just piecemeal a license where you can just do fantasy style stuff. They're not.
I want them to. I know they won't.
Yeah,
because they'd get pushback from all the books that paid the license fee.
Yeah, it's.
If I paid $25 million for a license fee and I found out someone could pay $1 million and take away my customers and compete with me, I'd be furious. So
it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
I would agree. And then one more before we let go of Sports Grid and Sirius XM. So Vermont has passed a law. They're going to be a legalized sports betting state, but there's one little piece of this law
Did
that
you read all these rules, by the way?
They all seem pretty normal.
Oh my God.
Why? What's wrong?
No, nothing. Just go ahead and continue. I don't want to.
So all the rules are answer to 3 knowledge-based authentication. I can't say that word. Authentication questions to authenticate yourself.
Authenticate yourself.
Yes. Phone and email verification, government ID credentials, historical behavior account. The state mandating stricter than expected KYC protocols. Operators must provide one of the 3 categories of information in addition to standard KYC procedures. One of the 3. Is that too much in your mind?
Very intrusive. Very intrusive.
To whom?
A lot.
To whom? To the book or to the customer? Well, I mean, a government ID credential is not hard. That's a license. One of the three categories you have to go ahead and have in addition to the typical KYC measures.
The KYC measures is enough.
Okay. Know your customers KYC in case you're curious.
Yes.
But something that may be interesting and unique, operators will need to display both minimum and maximum wager amounts as part of their house rules. Displayed publicly.
That's easy. That'll be fine.
That?
Yeah.
What happens? But what happens if someone finds out that they took more than the posted number? Because legally you're not supposed to do that. That's illegal.
Whoa, what do you mean? You have to post the limits.
You're always max.
You're always allowed to take. Yeah, but you're always allowed to take more. No,
not according to this. No.
Well, you could just take it and then not move the line, and they could bet it again.
Okay. But it's still, I mean, you're still doubling the wagers. Now it's still multiple wagers. To get to $1 million is not easy. Like you have to do, if your maximum bet's 100,000, you got to take 10 bets. Or the 100.
That's fine.
I always forget that. 100,000 is 100. 100,000 is $1 million, right? Or is it 10?
Oh my God.
I always forget.
100,000 times 10 is $1 million.
$1 million. Okay, good. Yeah, I was right. Okay, that's want to make sure I was right.
What in the hell?
Don't make me ask to do math on the fly, on the air. It's dangerous and me having math doing on the air.
Very dangerous.
I
think that the story, part of this story that you left buried to lead was that they're not going to take credit cards ever. Not that they should.
You can't take credit cards. You can't use it in Massachusetts. Can't do it here.
What are you talking about? You can't.
Credit cards?
You can fund the account with credit cards in a lot of places.
Debit cards.
Credit cards too. That's good that you shouldn't use credit cards. That's a good thing. Massachusetts is absolutely right. Vermont, they're absolutely right. It leads to bad things. It leads to very bad things. But that was the part of the rules I was like, that's a good thing. Not all the rules are bad. The limits, post the limits. That's fine. You know.
Now I want to try this now. I'm not going to say which. I'm going to see if I can fund it with a credit card. While I'm in Vegas.
Caesars app, I believe you can.
With a credit card?
Believe so.
Wow.
Hit the deposit button. Everything's new. Like all that's not an app that was built for here. That's an app that was built for everywhere and is installed here.
Yeah, because I have online banking, bank card, or PayPal options.
Oh, good. Okay.
There's no credit card option.
On that one?
Well, I mean, on anything going through this one company that uses basically half the books here in town use to fund your account mobilely.
Oh, yeah. No, they don't. You can't use it there.
Okay.
Try the Caesars William Hill app.
You can fund a FanDuel account with a credit card. It'll get denied. Yeah, it gets, when you have a credit card, denied. In Arizona, you can do credit depending on what your carrier does. In some cases, it would rather share a credit card number than other account methods. That's fair.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Jay Dow says credit card can be used. He knows people who do it for their.
I mean, that's points. That's why whenever I did the contest, whenever I did any of the Westgate or the CERT contest, I always put it on my credit card for the points. I always just put it on there. And it was always just kind of wild to watch people who would do the contests and put them on their credit card. And it's like, you sure it's a good idea? Like, I don't know if that was really what you should be doing, but you can use, because it's not, technically the contests are not gambling, in case you guys are curious. It's not, by Nevada law, it's not considered gambling. It's a contest. The legality loophole is quite Interesting.
Get us out of sports grid.
And you can do it too, by the way, for the
BVB
for the reboot that's coming back up. The reboot, just saying, if you guys want the reboot, you can come on to Vegas.
We're doing the reboot.
Westgate, sure, we did the reboot. Sports Grid and SiriusXM. Thank you for being here, guys. We appreciate it. We're doing better to book it in bonus time, including your suggestions. We call them super chats. If you guys want us to talk about something, you can do so in bonus time, which starts right now. Key. We exhausted all the fun conversations. We can go right to better to book it. That's good. Go right into it. Better to book it time.
Yeah.
Dave likes it. He bets it. He doesn't. He books it. Penguins puck line plus money to rip apart Bedard and the Blackhawks, who I don't think score more than 2 goals tonight. 4-2, 5-2 final.
Oh, I have to book it. I don't know. I guess it's just like it doesn't just the script doesn't.
You don't think they lose this game, do you?
No.
Okay. So the next bet is
they'll be down. The Blackhawks are going to score first, and then they'll have to come back. They'll win a game 4-3, something like that.
They're not giving up 3 goals to the Blackhawks.
Okay.
They don't have the offense. Even with Jari in net, I don't see it.
Right.
Pens, Bruins, moneyline parlay. They play Blackhawks, play the Pens tonight, Bruins tomorrow.
Start 0-2.
Start 0-2. They're going to be 0-100. They're the worst team in hockey.
100.
They're the worst team in hockey.
San Jose is caca.
They are too, but Blackhawks are right there.
San Jose is bad.
Right there. And they have Connor
Bedard. Only
Bedard.
115. We're going to roll this.
Yep.
Minus 240 and minus 320 is the look ahead. Can't be that high. All right. Let's hope this one wins. I'll say bet it. I say bet it.
Goal in the first 10 minutes, Seattle and Vegas. It's minus 145. I don't care. I don't care. See, it's fair. It's a little expensive, but it's fair.
It's a little expensive, but it's fair.
Yeah.
That other
Caesars.
thing you tweeted this morning, I was like, this can't be right. And I look, I'm like, it's right. That's so bad. We got to bet this too. Right?
And
this
then,
place is going to be hyped. They're doing the thing.
Yeah.
First
period.
Start slow or score fast. Either way, there's going to be a goal in the first 10 minutes.
By either one of the two times.
Yeah.
It's Hill and Grubauer. This is when Vegas pumps it up big time. I cannot wait to watch the pregame ceremony tonight. Holy shit. It's going to be something. It's going to be something else. Pregame ceremony is going to be wacko.
A bunch of people I know are going. We may end up with a ticket or two, but I'd rather watch it on TV tonight.
Me too. Yeah. To be quite honest, because there's just too much other things going on. I want to watch football and baseball at the same time. So
you're really going to watch this App State game?
I told you I'm watching App State Coastal. I can't wait to watch it. It's going to be fun. Under 6.5 for the game. Got it last night. It's moved to 6. Quick start, slow down after the first period. Could be 1-1 after 1, and then no score, and then no scoring in the second period. Something to watch. Okay, here are some trends to watch as we've seen this season. One of the things we noticed last year with Vegas, now different rosters, different year, totally understand. However, if the first period goes over, second period tends to go under. If the first period goes under, second period tends to go over. So if it's 1-1 after 1, like I think it's going to be, second period goes under, you could get a live number potentially at 4.5, bet over, it lands 5, take down both bets, or 6 even takes down both bets, 6.5. So,
which the Knights were amazing at last year, like that third period, what they would do,
huge score
down, come back, score multiple goals
at home too,
score goals quick, very good at home.
Yep.
This is a toss up for me. What do you want me to say here? You want me to say book it?
I don't care what you say. I already bet it. To me, it doesn't matter what you say.
Right.
I already bet it. So
I'll say book it. I'll say
you can't get 6.5 anymore. It's gone.
4-3, right? Yeah,
that's possible. 4-3 is definitely possible.
That's the number I'm looking.
Yep.
4-3, 5-2, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Just so you know, the first game these two teams played together, it was a 5-3 final. And then the next 3 games went way under. Way under. So early offense, late when these teams tightened up. 3-1, 4-1 type finals. The next 3 games these guys played. And Seattle won a game in Vegas. So they looked halfway decent. Okay. Super chat questions, only a couple to get to here. Jordan, 1 star comes in. The Devils to win the Metropolitan at plus 240 and the Kings to win the Pacific at plus 400. What do y'all think? Both opposites should be potent. Devils to win the Metropolitan, I like.
Makes sense.
I like a lot. I'm
Cam
not so
came
sure on
on-
the Kings.
Cam came on Sports Grid yesterday, gave out both of those
Oh, did he?
exact plays. Yeah. He
Oh, okay.
said his case for the Devils was, great first line, good second and third line, and a very stable goaltending position.
Yep.
High-powered offense for the Kings. Maybe the division, especially the bottom half, really bad, and them able to pile up wins against crap teams and then be better than just one of the other teams in the Pacific, and be up there. So both plays make sense.
Devils went 7-0 in the preseason. Damn. Not that it matters, but damn. 7-0. They didn't even tie. They won every game outright. Plus 17 goal differential, the best in hockey in the preseason.
You're not really looking at preseason stats.
I'm not. I'm just saying. I had not looked at it till right now. That was the first time I looked at it all year.
Right.
And right now I just looked at it and I went, Jesus, the Devils went 7-0. Okay.
Johnny Parlay is ushering at the Knights game, so he'll be there.
Nice.
We're gonna
That'd
have
be
to
fun.
find out what sections Johnny Parlay.
See,
Not that there's any empty seats there, but
I don't know, man. I think the Oilers win the Pacific.
yeah, that's the other case.
I think this is Edmonton's year. I want to watch a little bit, but I'm going to be invested in the Oilers.
Yeah,
This is McDavid's time.
Draisaitl over whatever you can find. Goals,
Games or numbers, goals scored. Yeah, I mean
goals.
he's just unbelievable. He's such the Robin to the Batman. He's phenomenal.
He's great.
Yeah, he's very, 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 very good on that. Okay, and then one more super chat. We've got it from Jerry Jones, sells snake oil, disgusted beaver himself. Better to book a Dave. Oh gosh, here we go.
Here we go.
App State first quarter -2.5.
I'll take your word for that. Okay.
I don't know. I don't really like that. First half -3.5.
Okay.
Full game -5.5.
Okay.
And then team total over 34.5. I'm not sure I like any of those, to be honest. I don't know. I think I'm just betting the under in the game.
Wow. That's a tough one. I don't know. I don't know.
Liberty, Jack State over 58.5.
What?
Better to book it.
Who are these people?
Liberty, Jacksonville State. They're playing tonight.
Oh my gosh. What the hell's the line? Liberty. Oh, this is so funny.
Addison, that 6 is in
I've
Vegas.
been off, like when I was in the book, I was off on Monday and Tuesday for at least 10 years. So when they threw games on Tuesday, I was like, wait, what? I'd go into next week, like, who played? What are you guys talking about? I wouldn't even look. So it never even occurred to me to look until I saw the rundown. I'm like, there's college football today? Liberty 7-point favorites on the road at Jacksonville State.
Mm-hmm.
Who's he got?
Over 58.5.
Complete coin flip. I don't know. Whatever you
want
to say.
And then finally, Kraken money line in under 6.
That's live. That's the way they win the game, right?
That's where they have won. That's the way they have won the game against the Knights.
That's the way they win it, right?
Yes.
Kraken aren't winning 5-4. I don't think.
I mean, on the road they have, but generally speaking, you're right. Yes.
I think they win. If they win a game tonight, it's 3-2, something like that. Yeah. That makes sense. I like that.
I want to see something here. Last year, the Seattle Kraken went 26-11-4 on the road.
They were dogs.
Fucking crazy. That's straight up. That's not even ATS. That's
what
straight
I'm saying.
up.
That's what. Yeah, that was just money line. Bonvie welcome again, sir. We appreciate you being here all the time. We will give you the Oilers all the love they deserve as long as they.
The chat doesn't like the
continue to
Oilers.
earn.
Too much hype, but I like the Oilers a lot.
What's not to like about the Oilers?
Defense, goaltending. It's a concern. But Addison, I don't know why you're asking me about the 6, because the 6 is everywhere tonight. I mean, DraftKings is at 6.5, but Caesars is at 6. South Point, Superbook, Circa, everyone's at 6. So, like, the number is 6, just FYI on that.
6.
Favorite thing about today is what?
Got to go see some people about some things. Got to see a guy that called Wrong Side Robbie last night, Pittsburgh guy. Had a fun visit, had a great dinner at 8 East. And then today woke up to a bunch of texts that, we're going to go maybe say hello, and then we're going to be on TV later. But a lot of fist bumps, shaking hands, and all that other stuff. That's my favorite thing about today is that we get to see people.
That's your favorite thing about today?
Yeah, they get to come here. It's a home game for us.
True.
I like the home game. I do.
Oh, well, I can deny that. It's a drive.
I like the home game.
We're driving in, driving out. It makes it a lot easier.
Parking's going to be a problem.
Parking is going to be a nightmare.
Parking a problem.
Absolute nightmare. But I think you have the idea right. I think you're right as to what you're thinking about. Parking at Fashion Show and walking over, or parking monorailing it. Westgate monorail, I think is what I'm thinking about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just
we'll figure
down.
it out. We'll do the show early. We'll get down there and see the people again we have to see. For those of you that have asked, like, we're talking to a lot of people about a lot of things, trying to expand the show.
Who's asking?
Oh, I got a couple texts and DMs. Like, last year at this time, we had some people coming into town that had our fate decided.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But they didn't know that we were going to keep going.
Yeah, that's true.
We weren't sure. We're sure.
Yeah, that was a fun dinner. That was fun.
Last year on this day, I wore that suit all day. We sat down at that dinner and basically asked them, well, exactly, after we gave them our bios and what we planned and what we were doing. Do you remember what I turned to that guy and said? I said, well, what the fuck do you do?
You say that. You say fuck.
I said it just about like that.
You didn't say the actual word.
I almost
your body language kind of said that for you, but you did not actually say that word, because I would have fallen out of my chair if you had said that too.
Well, I wasn't sure. Had I known, I would have said that exact thing. But I think I got us another month or two for extension.
Yeah,
by not saying that.
By not saying, yes, 100%. By not saying that, you 100% got us. Yes, that could have been a get your stuff and get out, please, guys, type of conversation.
Liberty and Jacksonville State play super fast, and they're on TV at night. That's the Disgusted Beaver.
It's not bad. All right. Liberty plays fast. That's true.
Big business. I'm going to read this one too, because I just saw it.
Okay.
It's kind of, I guess, let me put this hat on. I think I should put this hat on for him.
For Texas.
Dear sweet baby Jesus, please give Evaldi Nolan's power and Maddox command so he can absolutely shock tonight. In the name of Pudge, Juan Rodriguez, and Fergie Jenkins. Amen.
My God. My goodness gracious. My favorite thing about today is that our friend David Payton Purnham put the show on ESPN.com today. That was very cool to see that first thing this morning.
Very nice.
Interviewing you.
Very nice.
Always great to get some exposure on a platform like that. And we thank him for that for sure. For one, interviewing you, but two, also mentioning the show. If you read it, it's on the ESPN story about college football on the numbers.
Notable bets.
Coming in.
Notable bets.
The Miami issue with the non-kneeling down. What did that do from a swinging perspective, money perspective, parlay questions, and everything else? So very cool. Thank you for Purnham for doing that. We back early tomorrow before noon Eastern, early 9 a.m. sub 9 a.m. start Pacific time tomorrow. We have a very busy day, very big day coming up tomorrow. So we'll be on early. You'll get the full show, but it'll be a earlier show than normal. Mark your calendars, set alarms on your phone, and then leave a review, hit the like button, hit the bell, all the fun stuff. Dave.